When Shakespeare wrote Beware the Ides of March, he was warning Julius Caesar, title character of the play, that disaster was days away. Today, on March 11th, we have the Ides of Marsh. Dentist Steve Marsh is here to warn us of the dangers our teeth face as the years pass by. But he's also prepared to help us write a happy ending instead.
It'd be my pleasure today.
All right, so I know you're talented. So can you see into our futures and tell us what's going to happen with our teeth?
Well, you know, thank you, but you don't need a crystal ball to see what's coming in the future with teeth. You know, I was thinking about the average age of a golden opportunity viewer. It might be 40s, 50s, 60s. Well, if you're 66, for example, imagine your first teeth came in when you were permanent teeth at age 6, your lower fronts and back molars. So those teeth have already been in your mouth 60 years. Well, many years. So in 60 years, you've eaten a lot of meals and you've worn your teeth, and that's one of the biggest problems we have is wearing teeth down. And again, it's just normal wear and tear over age.
Okay.
And we actually have a picture of a patient who just sort of displays that. She came into me, and again, her teeth had darkened, they'd stained, but she had also worn down those lowers quite a bit. The upper teeth had worn just over a number of years, and we restored that with porcelain veneers to give her the smile back that she said she had when she was much younger. And in fact, when she was much younger, she said her teeth were longer, whiter, and she actually brought in a picture of herself years ago so that we were able to sort of duplicate
really
what she had.
see what it used to be like. Amazing
Sure.
how things can change over that
Absolutely.
time period. Do things like fillings add to the wear and tear on teeth?
Yeah, because if when a filling's done, if it's not built to the normal height, the height that should have been done, the teeth next to them will wear. Teeth are like gears. So if things, whether it's fillings or crowns or that sort of thing, have worn out or not filled appropriately, you can sometimes get some wear and tear that way.
You have some pictures that will show that for us?
Absolutely. Here's a picture of a patient who has a number of fillings in the back. That combined with the fact that he ground his teeth during the day, which is another habit that sometimes plays a role, he's actually worn down the incisals or the edges of the upper front teeth. And if you look down, you can see that he's worn almost 2 to 3 millimeters, about 1/4 of an inch of his teeth away. What we were able to do is we used crowns in the back to build his bite up to what it used to be before he had those fillings. And then in the front where that wear and tear had taken place, we did porcelain veneers and then also made him a soft guard so he would protect the teeth.
And you talked about sleep apnea, which is a common problem for people as they age.
It's huge. And this is a patient with an absolutely drastic case. He came to me, he had actually worn the teeth down. This is looking up at his upper teeth, down into the nerve. We were able to save those teeth. They actually had root canals and posts and were built up with crowns and veneers, and we were able to bring him back. Now, sleep apnea occurs, and there he is from the front. Almost the most dramatic case that I've ever treated.
Yeah, very different there.
Yeah, and again, crowns in the back, veneers in the front. Sleep apnea often occurs when the patient gets sort of larger, and what happens is the airway closes down a little. Today we'll use sometimes this apparatus. It's called the snore guard. This is a very simple one, and what it does is it's custom made, but it separates the teeth so that at night when they're looking for air, they don't grind their teeth. And in fact, that's what happened to this last patient that you had seen. So there are ways to take care of some of the wear and tear. Okay. And lastly, and this is a big problem, this is a woman who took care of her kids very well and always sort of denied her self-care. And she had a lot of decay. Some of the teeth had moved, and one of the things we sometimes see is teeth loss because of decay and also periodontal disease. She lost some teeth from both. During treatment, what we had to do is we had to have those upper teeth removed, but she wanted something very permanent. And again, this can happen as we get older. And there she is at the day we just put in, those are provisionals, temporaries, to put in a temporary bridge, and that allowed us to rebuild what she had lost. The key is not to get into that position where you've lost teeth from decay.
Prevent it from happening.
And again,
build it up again.
She cared about her kids first, and then it was her turn. And that happens with a lot of patients, but fortunately in today's dentistry we can help them out.
That's great. So thanks to the Ides of Marsh, we can see how to preserve and revive our smiles. To see for yourself, give Steve a call. His number is coming up next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, the winds of change.